Hello everyone, welcome to Tesla Shree channel. In today's video, I want to show you how I prepare to take the Tesla on a long drive. I am driving up from Houston to Dallas in a couple of days, so I'll show you what all I do to make sure I have a smooth drive. Now that there are a lot of superchargers added, you can go easy a little bit, but before, when there were not many superchargers, you didn't have access to superchargers. You had to do a few things as well. But just to be prepared, where you have make sure there you have options for charging. And also, I'll show you how I put on the Aero wheel cap. So that is supposed to increase the range. I have a 18-inch Aero wheel. So if you have the cap on, it's supposed to increase efficiency. So I always make sure I put that on whenever I'm traveling longer distances. So let's take a look. So these are the things I make sure I always have during my longer travels. So these three are for the tires. So this is the Tesla's tire repair kit, which comes with the inflator sealant. So you can order this from their website, and in case you have a flat tire, you can use that to fix it, and then get you to maybe like a tire shop, and that's so it will keep you going till then. And then they also recommend 50 miles per hour max speed when you use this. And these are the pucks. These are to lift the Tesla up. Usually now I think Discount Tire, if you go to Discount Tire, they already carry those. But if they don't, if you go to like a tire shop and don't have it, make sure you have these on handy, so that they use this to correctly jack it up. And then I have the inflator, which has a 12 volt plug-in. So you can hook this up to your 12 volt outlet in Tesla, and then set your minimum pressure here, and then it inflates it. So this is really handy. So I always make sure whenever I'm going for a long trip, I make sure I check the air pressure, tire pressure, and then top it up if needed. And then these are some of the charging stuff that I carry. Now with a lot of superchargers being added, you usually don't need these. You can use superchargers, and the navigation on board is really good. But I do keep these handy in case I have an outlet somewhere, so I can plug that out, and if there are no superchargers close by. So I have the adapter kit here, which has all different kinds of adapters, and I've talked about this before in my previous videos. I have the J1772 adapter, so that I carry that. I also bought my the CHAdeMO adapter because I have the car from long time where superchargers were kind of limited. So I was kind of nervous when I would travel longer durations. So I thought the CHAdeMO adapter would come in handy. Though I've never used it before, I might maybe end up selling it. But I do have it and keep it in the car anytime I don't have supercharger close by, and if there is a say an Electrify America charging station where you can use the CHAdeMO adapter. So those are the few things. And then you see the Aero wheels that I've laid out here. So I usually put them on. I have the 18-inch Aero wheel in my configuration, so I put them on whenever I'm traveling longer distances. So I'll show you the inflator, and also how I put on the Aero wheels. Also, pretty much all these fit in the trunk of your Tesla. So there's a huge space available there. So pretty much everything fits in there. So let me put everything inside, and then I'll show you how it looks. So I did put everything inside, and you'll notice another empty bag here, which after I'm done charging, I'll throw my adapter and the charger inside as well. But pretty much everything fits here, and if you close the lid, you still have a lot of space to put other stuff in there. So under trips, I always make sure I track the number of miles driven since I last topped up the wheels. I check the air pressure, top it up, and then reset the air trip meter, because this helps me to make sure I'm not driving too many miles before it needs topping up. And looks like it's been 400 miles, but just to be sure, since a long drive is coming up, I'll check to see if the air pressures are looking good. And I've plugged the inflator that I showed you in the 12-volt outlet here, and this is a 2020 model, so that's where it is. I don't think they've moved it anywhere else in the newer model, but that's where it goes. So right now I have the Pirelli P0 All Season Plus tires on all four wheels, and that's the core tire pressure, so 42 psi. Sometimes with longer travels, I set it to a little bit higher. So to use this, I've plugged it to the 12 volt like I showed, and then you can hook it onto the tire. So you need to press this end a bit so that you're not letting too much air out, and then push it against the inlet and then tighten it. Okay, so once it's secure, here you can set the air pressure. So like I showed you, this has 42 max. So I'll set it to maybe 43 just to be sure, 44, because I'm driving a little longer. But right now it says the tire pressure is at 38. So you can go ahead and turn it on. There's a switch here, and then it'll start pumping air. So once it reaches the tire pressure set, it will shut down, and then you can turn the switch to off position. And then to remove it, the same way, just press it inside a little bit and then twist it so that you're not letting too much of the air pressure out. And then once you have twisted it all the way, you can pull it out, and that should be good. I also have a tire pressure gauge, so you can just press it. So it is at 44. So I think we should be good. So the tire is inflated. I throw on the Aero wheel cap. So as you can notice, I have the Aero wheel kit, which comes with the caps for lug nuts, and you can leave it on there once you put them. That's because you can put on the Aero wheel cap with the lug nut covers, but the center that needs to be removed. So to remove that, I have a suction. I don't know how you call it, but this uses suction to pull it out. So I'll show you how I use this to pull the center cap out, because otherwise it's a little tricky to get it out. You'll have to maybe use a prying tool to remove it, but I feel this works best because it doesn't make any scratches or anything, and it's of the right size. So I'll leave the links in description to all the products that I use so that you can get them if you wish as well. So to put the Aero wheel caps, make sure you wipe it with microfiber cloth, because if there's any dirt, the suction doesn't happen that well. And so the way you can use this is make sure you align it well, and you're covering the whole surface area. So once it's aligned, press the center one, and then fold this. So there you have it. So it's holding on, and now you should be able to pull it out like that. And there you go, as easy as that. And to fit the Aero wheels, so there's usually one for the that goes with the outlet here. Make sure you align that and then press it in, and just do that, and it should go all the way in. So it's sitting there pretty well. You have the Aero wheels on. So I'll do that for all the other wheels, inflate it, and then put the Aero wheels on, and we should be good to go. So I've inflated all the tires up to pressure, and then I have the Aero wheel caps put on as well.
So after you put on the Aero wheel caps, make sure you go into the service menu under the main menu, the car icon. If you press that, go to service and then change the wheel configuration. So with the wheel configuration, uh, your Tesla actually gives you the more realistic range. So that's what it says there as well. Changing your wheel configuration will impact your car's estimation of range, tire pressure warning levels, and the car visualization. So your visualization will change as well. Right now it's set to Aero Cap Kit. So now if I press on the selection there, so you see there are a lot of other options. So if you have a different wheel on your car, so you can select that if it's one of the options there. So I'll go ahead and change this to 18-inch Aero, and then when you click on confirm, so the car will restart. So you'll see the changes being applied, and and the visualization changes immediately. So there you go. The screen went blank, so it'll take a few seconds to restart, and then it should apply the new configuration, and you should be good to go. So another thing I like to do is make sure my charge limit is set to 100%, so that since I have the option of charging at home, whenever I start for a long drive, long trip, I have a full charge, and I don't have to stop immediately after, heading out in a supercharger. So it usually lets me drive longer. So that's one thing I do, and that's the only time I charge to 100% when I'm going for longer drives. And the next thing I try to do is, if it's a newer route, and I've never been there before, I want to map it out. So for example, if I say Arlington, Texas, it'll show me where I need to stop. So if I added it to Dallas, for example, it'll show me where I need to stop. With the charge I have now, 86%, I think it'll tell me I can go about 250 miles. So it's asking me to stop Centerville and charge up for a few minutes. So I really like the Tesla's onboard navigation system. It does pretty much all the job, where if you're running low on charge, it'll navigate you to the closest supercharger, let you know how long you need to charge to continue your trip. But if I'm traveling, say, a few hundred miles or longer, I use a better road planner as well. So this is how it looks like. I have the 18-inch Aero wheel long range all-wheel drive setup, because mine's a 2020 car. So I select that, and then it'll ask, you can connect your Tesla account as well, but I'll just say no for now. So now I'll enter, say Houston, and then say, all right, and then say Dallas. So the advantage of using a better road planner is you can enter your destination, but also a lot of other parameters. Like, so if you click on the edit icon, it'll give you an option to enter your departure state of charge. So that's, say, since I'm starting at 100%, I can say that. And so you can set what time you're going to start heading out. And next, you can also add the arrival state of charge. So if you want to go to your destination, but say you want to arrive with 50% of charge, so you don't want to be running out of charge when, say, you're traveling there, so you can set that up as well. So that'll take this into account and make sure it'll let you charge for a longer period. But that's what Tesla's navigation does not do, because it'll show you, you need to charge for like 10 minutes to get to the next point, and it's always getting there faster. But with this, you can make sure, how you can check how long you need to charge to actually, you can get there with a few more charge left in your vehicle. Okay, so once you set that up, you can click that, and then it will calculate the route, and it'll show you need to drive for around 4 hours and then 20 minutes charge, and one charge, and it's asking me to charge in Corsicana, unlike Tesla. When I checked here, it told me to charge in Centerville, but now with my 100% charge set here, I can travel longer. It's what it shows me. So you can press on the logo here on the top left, and then it will also give you a lot of additional advanced setting options. So if you turn that on, you can also tell your reference consumption. So if you go to your trips, you can get that. So for example, the last 15 miles, my average consumption was 237 because this was all city driving. But say with my drive trip, I've used 459 and my average energy is 259. So it's pretty efficient driving. So you can change that setting here. So 263, and I'll change that to say 255 to keep it on the higher end. And here you can tell, do you want to do a quickest arrival, or you want to do fewer stops but longer stops, or short but many stops. So that's the settings that you can set up. And you can also select multiple chargers here. You want to do only Tesla supercharger or other chargers. And then you can also tell the degradation here as well, battery. So destination state of arrival, like I said, I'll set it to 50. I want to have additional charge when I reach there. So charger, so sometimes you want to make sure when you arrive at the charger itself, you have a minimum battery left. So if you're a little too concerned about you're running out of charge, so you can say, yeah, 10% minimum at least I need to have before I reach the charger. So all those things that you can set up here, your maximum speed that you drive with. For example, it says it's set to 93, but I usually with the highway I'll be taking, with the freeway I'll be taking, it's 75 max. So I'll probably go 10 over and then set it to 85. And your vehicle, you can set up other options here. So once all these are set up, you can recalculate it, and it would count that and make some changes. So like you saw, it updated it a little bit. So depending on all those settings, you can get the actual amount of time you'll need to get to your destination. So that comes really handy when going on long drives as well. So those were the few things I do, to prep for a long drive and make sure everything is set the previous day, so that all I need to do is unplug my charger, throw it in the back of my car, and then get going. So hope you liked that video and it gave you some ideas about what all you can do for a longer drive, for an easier, convenient longer drive. So yeah, I'll see you in next one. Bye.